Puss in Boots: The Three Diablos is certainly very adorable. This was released in 2012 from DreamWorks, of course, directed by Raman, written by Tom Wheeler, and of course we have Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots. I'm a big fan of Shrek, really love the Shrek films, even the ones that a lot of people generally don't like as they get further into the series. But Puss in Boots is actually, despite my love of cats, I've never really taken to the character of Puss in Boots. Don't dislike him, but I was never that bothered. But I do like cats and I do like animation and I love the style of humour in Shrek. So I thought I'd check out Puss in Boots: Three Diablos. And honestly, I didn't think it was that great. It's not terrible. By no means is it terrible. The narrative itself is interesting. Puss has to rescue a ruby from the evil Whisperer. And of course, Puss is a wonderful character who thinks he's a brilliant fighter, sword fighter, and I think he's got a really feisty spirit and a real go-getter attitude, and I think he fits the role of the narrative well. And the kittens, oh my goodness, the kittens, the animation style I absolutely adore, and the kittens are so precious. As a cat fan, that certainly appealed to me. They look adorable all dressed up. However, the narrative unfolded well, the pacing was good, it it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing about this that I thought that was bad, that should have been done differently. The music was great, the music carried the narrative very well, the dialogue was fine. I just feel like it's not as funny as the Shrek films. I feel like it is obviously a spin-off, so it should have the same style of comedy. That's generally the rule with spin-offs, unless it's, you know, something like, this is a terrible comparison, but Torchwood has a much darker feel to Doctor Who because it's a spin off aimed at an older audience. Whereas Puss in Boots is aimed at the Shrek audience. And I just feel like it didn't quite hit the same level of comedy. It didn't feel quite as good. So by no means would I say it's a bad short film. I think the characters were really good, the animation quality was very good, the music was good, the narrative flowed well, the pacing was fine. I just didn't laugh once. Whereas Shrek really entertains me. So maybe because it's focusing on Puss in Boots and I'm not the biggest fan of Puss in Boots, maybe that for me was always going to have some kind of bridge between me and the comedy. But I still watched it with an open mind, and yes, I cooed. I loved the kittens. I thought they were adorable. But I just feel like it fell a little bit flat and a little bit short of my expectations.